Hello guys, we're back again. Okay, we're gonna be making daily vlogs, like always. Not too long, but you get it. Alright, so down there is where my satellite is. Down there's where my satellite is, right? Well, I'm gonna teach you a quick, simple trick if you either have no signal or your signal is bad. This could be the causes why. Now you see satellites sorry about the background. Satellites, this can't go through the sky. Alright? There's two things to do. As you see my dish, it can wiggle like that, but you don't want it to be wiggling like crazy, so. Here's the things you guess you want to look out for is, alright, so you see right here, that would be, oh, something died down here, I can smell it. This would be your fine tune. Same one on the other side too. Okay, right here is called your skew. Let me focus that on there. Our skew is around 69 degrees, depending on what area you live in. And then right here, that's your elevation. Our elevation is 40 here. Now, if you have a meter, you want to set your dial to 0. See where that red dot is? Hold on. See where that red dot is? Try to focus. That red dot. Same thing over here. Sometimes there's not a red dot. These bolts want to be loosened. There's another one over there also. And then for your skew, when you're setting it, that one wants to be loose, and that one wants to be loose, and there's another one on the bottom. Don't loosen up that bolt because that's what holds on your arm. These newer ones are easier to get back on, but the older ones, it wasn't. Now when you're aiming your dish, you don't want this to be too loose, but kind of just a little loose. But you want these 3 bolts to be loose. That way you can, I'm not going to do it because my dish is already pointed, so I'm not going to show you it turning because mine's already pointed. I just don't got an LMB on it yet. I'm still waiting for that to come. Because I don't feel like I could point it. I'm going to point it again. Because it still don't got too good to signal. Here's kind of just. See it moving. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Now, remember these. Do not, I repeat, unless you're setting this to what it needs to be set, do not loosen this up when you're messing with this. Make sure these are loosened. These 2 are loosened. And then for the azimuth, fine tune, make sure this one's loosened up here. See it moving? And of course you want to tighten it that way no one doesn't mess around with it or anything. Basically, if you got a fancy meter, you set your dial to 0, and you do it I'll tell you. Now, what they would do is they would turn this until their meter starts beeping fast. It'll go beep, 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 and then they'll give it like a little chime, like beep, beep, or something like that. I don't even know. But yeah, you turn this until it stops beeping, and then you stop, and whatever number that is, you go back until it beeps again. Then it'll lock it on. Now there's 2 LMBs. One looks like my arm, like an LMB. It's like long, and then the other one looks like my hand, basically. It's just a flat one. The one like my arm, you gotta fine tune this too. But I prefer fine tuning it anyway. And then this pole right here in the ground, see it? This pole in the ground has to be level. I repeat, has to be level. If you got a mast up on your roof, then that's different, but this has to be level. I'm just telling you that. I gotta be level. Now, if you're taking the dish apart, you loosen up those 2 bolts, and then for these newer ones, they just slide right out. The dish will slide right out. Which you won't affect your signal unless you move it. But you can slide this out and you still get a signal. But that's how you do it. And then while you're out here, while you're out here, you wanna I can't do it with one hand. Here, I'll put my finger in my pocket. But what you wanna do, see me? You wanna slowly point it till the person inside says you either got a signal or you don't get a signal. If you got a signal, they should let you know. Now, I'm not gonna go inside and show you it for copy reasons because TV. But you go in your DirecTV remote, you would hit menu, you go down to settings and help, and you go down to satellite. You click on it, you should have a view of your signal. I prefer doing meters and going through the different satellites. Or you could use, if you got FaceTime or something, you can put your phone where it can see the TV, and you could take the other phone. So you could put your phone, say, inside by the TV. You call whoever other person has the FaceTime. You call their phone, and then you basically look at their phone, and it will tell you basically you would see your phone, where you see the TV on their phone. You would have to call them through FaceTime though, but that's another way. But yeah, I'm still gonna get an LMB for this, but yep. Been working up there just a little bit too. Went ahead and tore that down because I don't think I'm gonna probably rebuild it in the future, but you know, really just cleaned up here, cleaned up down there, and yeah. So by the way, if your dish is up on the roof of the house, or if it's up in the tree, which it obviously should not be up in the tree if it's mounted on a tree. Now, the old little tiny ones, it's okay, I guess, if you mount it in the tree. It's still not okay, because when that tree moves, it's gonna move your mast, and it's gonna make your signal bad. I prefer either mounting it on something solid. You could even mount it on there, mount it to the brick, mount it there, mount it up there, mount it there, anywhere where it's like solid. But make sure that area you're mounting it at is level. You could even, if you didn't want to use a post like that, if you had a fence, make sure that post within the fence is level. Get one of those masses. You can usually find them at these at old apartments and stuff. People won't have they want the satellite dish to get rid of. Usually at old houses, people don't want them anymore, and you take the masses and cable and all that, and then you have it all. So that's where I got that one at. That's my work one. Yeah, that's my work one. My main one looks like that, my main one, but yeah, that's my work one. Would be my work one. That's what I pointed at. So, like I said, have someone inside. Let them know. And another thing you want to check, where your line comes in from your satellite dish, where your line comes in from the dish. Make sure get a wrench. I prefer crescent wrench, or you can get the size. I think the size is 12ths, and the size of a wrench is 13ths for the dish. 12ths for the connectors. Check your LMB. The LMB would be that, that long arm it comes out. Like a little bulb thing. It would look like. It could even look like that like my hand, like that one too. But try to get your signals up as high as you can. And sometimes wherever your dish is pointing, make sure there's no trees like in the way, because that can make your signal bad too. But like I said, those ground connectings, what comes up from your dish and feeds to your house, eventually water's gonna get in there. I'm just gonna let you know right now. Eventually water is gonna get in there. So if you got electric tape or something, tape it up, because eventually, yeah, water is gonna get in there. It could take months, it could take a year, it could take 2 years, it could take 3 at the most. Eventually water's gonna get in there. I'm just letting you know that. It's gonna get in there. So just tape it, make sure it's tight. Tighten it up with a wrench. There's the connection that comes up from your dish. The wire that comes down from your dish, down in the pool, into the ground, up to your house. Where it's plugged in at, loosen up both of those, your F connector. The thing was connected to the cable into that little splitter or ground, whatever, barrel, whatever you got. If you got a barrel, if you got a barrel connector, you have to have 2 wrenches, or a set of pliers will work too. Don't prefer them, but they will work. So and I definitely don't prefer pliers on the satellite dish, but it will work. It will work. Just don't want you to dang up your bolts on it, but it will work. So I'm not gonna say it's not gonna work. Remember, make sure your cable's good coming up from your house, and make sure your splitters are good coming up from your house too. If you see anything like blackness or corroded and stuff, you're gonna have to, unless you got the right stuff, you're gonna have to call DirecTV, Dish Network, whatever cable person you got. You have to call them, or you can get like those compression sets at Walmart for cable, and I think you can get cable there too, and some splitters. But I don't prefer their cable or their splitters. But I do prefer the compressions and compression tool and stuff there. So do not prefer their cable though, because it's not DirecTV cable rated or whatever cable provider rated, because it might mess with your signal. Just letting you know, especially if you got what is it, Spectrum.